What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be showing you how to make FNAF World. This is part 1, and in this one, we're going to be getting pretty much all the areas at least laid out, just to get the kind of, ground in. Except for the ocean, and you'll understand why at some point in time. And we also get the bottom half of the grass section started here. We really get just like the full, almost Choppy's Woods entirely done. And we start working up this side, which I think is also Choppy's Woods, isn't it? I don't remember, but... well, yeah, it looks like it because it's logs, so... anyway, that's all. So with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Alrighty, so the at least main central portion of this map requires a 160 by 160. We will end up going further out than this for some black concrete, just because sometimes I think the camera will be able to see further than the boundary, and I don't really want that happening, so we'll have black concrete around. But the space for the actual map itself is 160 by 160, which would exclude the, glitch version, or realms and whatever. You want to start by getting out the following, though. We're just going to kind of try to lay out most of these squares. We're not going to fully get them laid out, probably, but, well, we'll see, actually. Get out gray concrete powder, green concrete powder, mud, grass blocks, and maybe snow blocks. I'm not sure if we're going to use them yet. We could also have the ocean one, but we're not even going to worry about trying to get the materials out for that. So yeah, if you want to mark your 160 by 160, cool. You want to start from the front right-hand corner of it. And going across the front, you want to place 50 gray concrete powder going to the left. Just like so. You will see these signs there. By the way, just kind of ignore them. It's just for my reference, and I didn't actually feel like removing them and getting the numbers down separately. You'll then, from that end block, go back by 65. Right by 7. Back by 20. And then you will bring this block left by 2, which is more so important for later, and then you'll end up bringing it all the way right and connecting it back to that first block we placed all the way at the front here. It's a long number here. I don't know what it is. It's like 83 or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but at least in total. And that should give you this. That's just one section marked. Cool. From the kind of back side of this, where the gray sticks out the 2 blocks, you're going to want to extend to the left by 28 with grass. You'll then extend forward by 6. And then left by, where is my sign? Left by 48. Sorry, I'm going to have to run back a little bit. I didn't expect to be going in this particular direction. You will then extend back by 54. And then left by 3. I don't have this number, unfortunately, so we're going to have to go to the other side, where we started this first grass block, and extend back 2, left 2, and then back by 72. Just like so. And then same thing, you'll go across to the left and then connect forward into this end grass block here. Cool. From this kind of weird area where the grass kind of sticks out a little bit, you're going to take this inner corner, and if you count diagonally forward and left by 2, you'll place a snow block. It should be separate. You'll see why this is like this later. There is a reason for it, I swear. You'll then extend pretty much all the way forward until you're in line with the frontmost grass here, which would be here, and then you will extend an additional 6 forward. You'll then extend both ends of that snow to the left by 37, so the first and last blocks. And then you'll connect them together again. You only have to count one if you're confident enough. It won't matter a ton anyway, because we'll do something later that will kind of help that. So, this part is a little bit strange, because we're going to lay out 2 without really using any numbers. Well, I guess there's this first one. If you take the front left-hand gray concrete powder from the first little square we made, I guess it's not a square, but you get the point. You want to leave a gap of 1 going left, and then place 15 green concrete powder. You want to extend both sides back, and I would use the right side to start here, because you want to kind of just keep going until you're 1 further back than this gray concrete powder here, kind of where it angles in a little bit. You'll be the second block beyond that, I should specify, not 1 pass. And you will do that on both sides, you'll just have to line it up on the one side. Cool. You will then extend the green on the left to the left by 5, and the one to the right should go right by 7, I believe? Yes. You'll then on both sides from there go back until you're 1 away from either the gray concrete powder or the grass. Just make sure you leave that gap, and then connect them together again from there. Cool. The kind of remainder of the bottom left of the grid, if you actually ended up making it, will kind of be mud. So this is, again, it's not laid out perfectly. If you take where the grass, this frontmost row, where it is kind of on the right side, it comes forward, you'll bring this block forward with mud until you're 2 further forward than the green concrete powder corner here. You'll then go right by 5, all the way forward until you're in line with the frontmost green, and you're really just tracing this shape. What I would actually recommend doing is taking the backmost mud where we started, extending it all the way left until you're connected to this snow, then forward until you're 2 further forward than it, and then from there you'll go all the way left until you're in line with the end of the snow. And then you can kind of join this back to the opposite corner again. We'll fill all these in. We're going to leave the rows in the center open until we get the ocean done, but I don't want to, like, get all of it set in case somewhere there ends up being a mistake, either on my end or yours. But you can fill in the kind of squares in the middle with their respective blocks. This will take a while. I would recommend, if possible, to use /fill for a lot of this, because, yeah, you will absolutely need to for something later. This obviously will just take a while, but could be done by hand. There is something later that you're going to, again, I guess not need technically, but it's gonna take so much longer if you don't. So it has to do with the ocean, because there's a layer of coral blocks and then a layer of water above with glow lichen on the coral. And if you don't /fill it, the coral is going to die if you place it before the before the water, and obviously just placing it after the water is really annoying. And then the glow lichen is just annoying in general. So yeah, we're going to end up just /filling that as much as we can. Also, as I mentioned, do leave the kind of gaps open between all these areas. That will be important for later, more so. But yeah, how do I even want to fill this section? What do I do here? I'm gonna take this corner, and then I'm gonna, I guess, just like take this block and trace. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just assuming, making assumptions. I guess it's a good time to say, hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am for the most part. Starting this tutorial finally, yippee. I wanted to start this like way earlier, but I knew if I started this only like 5 parts in Indigo Park, I was gonna just absolutely destroy myself by doing that. So figured I'd wait until I was, what am I, 12 in or 13 now? Something like that. I think I'm 13. Who knows? They're all numbers, but you're probably seeing this before that part number would release, so I'm just kind of speaking for at least members. For where they're... How do I fill this one? Why are these terrible? Okay, I'll have to take this line, trace it across, and fill there. And then I could technically manually do this, but I am lazy, so boink. And I guess I'll manually fill the rest. None of it makes sense. So yeah, the ocean section is kind of just a point A to point B kind of situation. It's literally just filling that corner. It is annoying, though, because, again, we have to break into the ground for the whole thing. And then, again, the coral and everything. So, I'll explain that, and I'll explain how to /fill it once we get there, but that will probably be a couple parts from now. I want to get this main area at least entirely done. So, don't forget these little 2 blocks over here. But once you've done that, it should look like this. Cool. Fun, I guess. I want to start with the grass area. And we're going to start with the bottom left-hand corner of it. Just because I find that's going to be the easiest to make sure that everything lines up accordingly. Get out the following to start. Spruce fence. Lime concrete powder. Stripped oak logs. Levers. Andesite stairs. Stone, I guess. Polished black stone button, I also guess. Black concrete, which I think will just be used as a placeholder for now, although it is actually the block we'll need there. And... I don't know. I really don't know. We'll just leave it at that for now. That works. So, as we do this, as I say a number, it's going to be like... If I say, let's say 3 trees, you're going to place 3 fences like this, each a block apart from each other. Just so you're aware as we get further along with this. But if you take this front left-hand grass... Hold on, I got to break inside. You want to start by counting to the right by 9. Like so. So you should be on the 10th block over in total. You then want to count back by 1, and going back from this block, you're going to place 3 trees, that are 3 spruce fences. So first one, gap, second one, gap, third one. Like so. That'll be the case for everything but the mines, I think, because the mines are kind of weird. But yeah, just kind of keep that in mind. You'll, to the right of each of these, place an additional spruce fence. So again, you'll leave a gap of 1 between each. Only the frontmost one you'll bring right again. Each spruce fence you will bring up with 2 lime concrete powder. And this goes for the whole area. I'll tell you things like kind of in segments like this that we'll have to bring up, and I may just start referring to these as trees now instead, because, yeah, I find that easier. From this front right tree, you will behind it place a black concrete, like so. I guess 2 black concrete extending up, just there. Again, don't forget the gaps. Behind that, you will place 3 stripped oak logs going back, and the back 2 you will extend each to the left by 4. So you'll be close to the end of this area. On this back row of what should be 5 logs, the furthest right one you'll place a lever on that should be pointed to the left. I think that's an axe, if I recall. From the back left log, you will go to the left with 4 andesite stairs that should all face right. 1 will be over the gap, just kind of place it like that. Then leaving a block's gap of 3 behind, you will copy each of these stairs. I will specify when the gap is more than 1 like that. Because those will be where pathways are. And if I guess we need to do something like that. But I will also extend those stairs an additional 2 segments to the right. Which those are rocks. Not that I would specify anything else. These stairs will always face right. I know you'll probably forget that because I kept forgetting. But just as reference. Come back to this first stripped oak log we placed and extend it right with 3 more logs. Then a spruce fence with your 2 lime concrete powder on top. So again, that'll be a tree. And then right of that, you'll have 2 stone on top of each other with a polished black stone button on the top block on the front of it. As another side note, there will never be 2 things that are connected. Like multi-block things, unless I say so. Like, obviously for certain buildings and things, when we get to those, you will have to, but... Anyway, right of that, you'll have... That's not the right block. You'll have... How many is it? 1, 2, 3, 4... You'll have 8 of these stripped oak logs facing up. All a block apart. I'll stop saying that eventually. I really got to get it ingrained in your brain. In front of each of these, you'll have another one. So another full row of 8. And the leftmost 2, you actually want to have structure voids in front of you. If you're not familiar with it, I'm just going to do one of these. Do /give at @structure_void in the Minecraft chat, and if you don't have commands on, it won't give it to you. I don't think you can use string, actually, never mind. But you'll just kind of place your structure voids like this, and then you can put them back in your actual inventory here, and get out some oak pressure plates and smack one on top of either. You'll kind of just have to know the placements to place those, since the structure voids will not appear. The only indication of them is that you'll notice if I highlight it, my cursor does not show on the block below, which means it would be on some other unseen force, and that would be the thingy. Anyway, on this row, second to last log, one to the left, you'll have a gap. Well, sorry, you shouldn't have a gap. You'll just place 2 black concrete in front of it, like so. You should have a gap, but you shouldn't. You know what I mean. To the right of the back row, you'll have a tree. Get used to making those. We're going to very quickly transition from these logs to trees. Not yet, though. Behind that tree, you'll place a stripped oak log, which will be brought to the left by 3, and to the right by 5. So you'll be just barely in line, or you'll kind of just be in line with this green here. Not that you're on the green, but you get the point. You will almost copy that row of logs behind itself, but shift it a segment over. So instead of taking the first log and placing another one behind, you'll take the second one and go all the way over, until you stick one further over. Like so. The second log you would have placed, this guy, you'll bring up with an additional 2. At the end of this row, you'll place 2 black concrete extending up on the right side. Take this 3 tall log and count to the second log over, and you will behind that one place another stripped oak log with a lever on top of it, again pointed to the left. It doesn't matter if you have to turn it on or not. There's no redstone around really any of these that will matter. At least the ones with levers. You can either count 2 logs over or leave a gap of 3 from that one and place a log. Right of that a tree. And then right of that 4 logs. You will find this is a lot, but it is also simply a lot. Each of those end 4 logs you'll bring back again. It's just going to be a whole lot of this. Like, this is the whole tutorial. If this does not appeal your interest, don't worry, it doesn't appeal mine either. But it is a nice break from the hell in detail that is literally any other map, pretty much. Indigo Park is the current one for me. Although maybe for you, you're actively doing PPT or even FNAF 1 or something. Although FNAF 1 isn't that long, so... Anyway... Take this back row of rocks here, and to the right of it, you will, as one that was kind of separate, and you'll right of it place 4 stripped oak logs. Extend each of those logs back by 1, and not the furthest left one, but one to the right, you'll bring up by 2. I'm already going insane from this. To the left of that row, you'll have a tree, with a log behind that is brought left by 2 and right by 1. Have another row behind that. And eventually we'll have, what's the dude's name? The boss? Auto Tripper right here. But that's not yet. The furthest right log of that row you'll bring back with an andesite stair facing right. Again, they'll always face right. Left of that, a log. Behind that log, a tree. Right of that tree, you will have 5 logs. Extend the leftmost 4 logs each back. And then from the furthest right one, you leave a gap of 3 going right. Stripped oak log with, again, a lever pointed to the left. From this row of 5 logs, pretty much directly in front of what we just did, you'll take the center one and extend it forward with 2 logs. The back log you will extend, you'll extend right by 3 and then right with an andesite stair facing right. That is such a nerdy comment, by the way. And then the front log you will extend right by 6. And that end one you'll bring up by 2. There are barriers in my face, help. on my other account. Yeah, that's another thing. You're gonna have to put barriers between every single log here. I'm so sorry. If you want to do that as you go, you absolutely can. I'm not going to because I'm not going to do it at all in this map. But yeah, it's not fun. I also made the grave mistake of putting the ceiling in first of barriers. So I had to just fly around like this doing it. But anyway, you want to take the furthest right log, this 3 tall one, and bring it forward with the log. I will have 3 to the left and a whole lot to the right. You want 10 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's 10. And if you want a measurement, you're actually between, like, kind of where the lever one and the one with or the lever and then the gap at 3 and then another log. Sorry, that was really struggle for some really struggle. The end 4 logs you will each bring forward by 1 each. You should be 3 away from the lever, by the way, here. You just do confirm. Left of that, you'll have a tree. 4 more logs. From not the furthest left log, but one to the right, you'll extend it forward with a log that is 3 tall, and then another singular one. Right of that singular one, you'll leave a gap of 3. Place a log, and then if you get rid of your oak pressure plate, you can get out a skeleton skull and just smack it on top. It should face to the right. This is the seagull, and this is the thing where if you walk into it and stay here for a couple seconds, you'll teleport up. I also have that working. You'll see that later. Very later. Like, a lot later. Like, really, really later. Anyway, the log to the left of this, you'll extend left with another log. Leave a gap of 3. Then place 4 more logs. Fredbear is in the middle of this gap, if anybody cares. I'll show you how to make probably all the Fredbears at once. Each of the end 4 logs you'll bring back by 1 each. The furthest left you'll bring back with an andesite stair facing right, and then you can place another log to the right of that. Is there more? There's always more. Where we kind of started here, this singular row, it's pretty obvious to see because it's really the only area where we have it 1 block thick right now of logs. You will bring this whole row until you're 1 block further than the tombstone back with just a log like this. So this log will be brought back, and that's where you'll stop. The log just to the left of the tree, and I guess back here, you'll bring up by 2. Still continuing across on this row, you'll leave a gap of 3. Place a log, and then right of that have 3 logs going up. Is that the front area done? I think so. That's at least like a major, or not a major portion, but a minor portion done. Cool. I want to get all this situated, as far as just kind of getting some designs and things noted. You can clear your inventory. We'll need like half of that again right after this, but get out the following. Crimson trapdoors, crimson stairs, a conduit, stripped jungle wood, polished blackstone button, tripwire hooks, dark oak slabs, and we're going to actually get out the structure void and the oak pressure plate again, so you can grab that from your, hopefully, inventory. And yeah, because we do have another one of these that I missed. Where each of the rows of 2 tall black concrete are, you should have 3 of them at the moment. Off of the left and the right of them, you want to place crimson trapdoors open against them. This will be interesting for later because of the command that we use. You'll see. There's a teleport command that, with these trapdoors, almost causes you to not hit it, but you still do, and it's like fluky because if you're like here, it won't work, but if you're right up against the center, it will. I don't know. On top of the black concrete, then you'll place a crimson stair facing forward with a conduit on top of that. That is the little, what are they called? What's the area called? Pinwheel circus or something? Those are the tents for that. Heading backwards a little bit, you have this very obvious kind of snake shape, or this, like, you can see where it is. It is the only pathway back that we have right now that actually has an end. At the very back here, just to the right of the rock, you will actually count forward by 2, and between these 2 logs, you'll place a strip jungle wood. Polished blackstone button on the front of it, tripwire hook off either side, and a dark oak slab on top. Right of this, still in this kind of slither, it's going to be between the end two logs that are forward and backward. You'll place a structure void with an oak pressure plate on top, like so. If you're placing barriers now, don't place barriers on the sides of these, because it doesn't make a difference anyway, and it just gives you more room to be able to walk through. But that's not important just yet. I'm going to stash away my structure voids and get rid of everything. And get out polished andesite, stone buttons, and a light gray shulker box. Behind Chipper, you're going to place a polished andesite here with a stone button off the front. Light gray shulker box on top. I don't have the things in this, and I also don't have it referenced. If you go to the FNAF, or if you just look up FNAF World Wiki or something, or even FNAF World chips, you can find a list of all the chests and the chips that they have if you really want to put something in here. But I didn't. Also, clicking it is a whole other issue, which you'll see later once we get to the command. The camera command. That's really what I think makes it annoying. I'm also going to tell you to get out a command block, which if you do not know how to, it is /give at s command _ block. If you want, you can also get out the repeating one now and just keep it safe. And also a bamboo pressure plate. And in this other little kind of enclosed area, you want to, on the left side of it here, place a command block in the ground with a bamboo pressure plate on top. This will eventually remove this stripped oak log, I think. Yes, this one. As we're kind of getting everything sorted here, I want to do the mine entrance and also the windmills. Which we'll have to do, I think, both these later, of course, again. But get out the following. Pale oak fence. Mangrove fence. Well, that did not help my throat at all. Pale oak fence gates. I tried to drink water and clearly didn't do a thing. Andesite walls. Andesite slabs, which we're probably going to use for blocks, assuming we don't have inventory space. I don't think we will. Andesite stairs. Black concrete. Oak trapdoors, and I do stand corrected. You can get out regular andesite, and I would move it forward in front of the slabs. So, that stripped oak I mentioned was going to get removed. This guy. The one to the left of it should have a row of 3 behind it. On top of that one, and the one to the right of this guy, which would be these two, you want to place, going up in total, 3 pale oak fence each. Then an andesite wall, which will be brought forward by 1. Off the sides of that front andesite wall, you'll place pale oak fence gates. And on the top and bottom of it, you'll place mangrove fences. That's a windmill or something. Cool. The next thing you want to do is head all the way to the right. And out of these 2 rows of logs we have, I'm taking the back row. And to the right of the stripped oak log, directly right of it, there is no gaps here. You want to place 2 andesite going up with an andesite stair on top facing left. Bring that stair to the right with 2 blocks, a slab, then go down with 2 blocks and right with a stair facing right. Fill in the little middle here with black concrete. And place oak trapdoors off of the andesite above, actually, like this. Then off of the black concrete, you're going to place oak trapdoors opened outwards, which will give you a kind of like, you know, like a mine shaft look. On the back side, you will do the following. You'll take the leftmost row of this and go up with an andesite, and then an andesite stair facing left. Row to the right will be 2 andesite, and then an andesite stair facing back. Or that'd be right, not left. Did I say left? What did I say? I don't know. Right of that will be 2 andesite and then a slab. Right of that a block and then a slab. Cool. Where was that hole that I just poked to get down here? Oh lord, I'm not going to find it. Too bad. What you can do from this point as I look for that hole is... I'd never found it, that's good. Clear your inventory again and get out the following. Stripped oak logs. Spruce fence. Lime concrete powder. Black concrete. Anything else? Maybe spruce fence gates, but I can't guarantee we'll use those. Actually, we will, because we'll get out also brown candles. My throat. What you're going to want to do from this point is... I want to find the hole so bad. I don't understand. Directly to the right of this furthest right end of site stand where we made, you're placing a spruce fence. Again, it is directly next to it. Now we will go back to leaving the gaps. You'll also place your 2 lime concrete powder on top, I guess. And to the right of that, you want to place 9 more of these trees, making sure you do leave the gaps this time. And you will be fairly close to the end of the area. Cool. You want to bring that full row, except for the furthest right tree, just back with another row. Again, do not forget to leave the gaps, because they are very important. I messed up on one of the glitch realms doing the gaps, and I freaked out, because I was like, it's somewhere weird, but no, it was thankfully an area where I could just push, like, a little bit over. But that was terrifying. You don't understand the true fear that I felt when I made that mistake. Anyway. From that previous row, the leftmost 5 trees you will all bring forward by an additional tree. That's a weird sentence, by an additional tree. as in one singular tree, not 3. Hopefully that wasn't unclear. I mean, you can't bring them forward by 3. That would give it away. Anyway, to the right of that, you'll just have 2 black concrete going up like so. And then right of that, you will have 6 more trees that are just normal trees. Excuse me? Correction, it is 5 trees. I'm sorry. Again, I had some fear for a second there. That was scary. And then to the right of that, you're going to place 2 spruce fence gates with a lime concrete powder on top. And then you can open the fence gates. Either forward or backward, does not matter which direction, just try to keep it consistent. I go backwards, but it is up to you. You will then bring that funny tree forward with an additional tree that is the same. These are the ones that like look normal, but you can walk through them. Just in case that wasn't clear, I guess. You bring that funny front tree to the left with 5 additional trees that are just normal trees. So really just a full row you could have brought forward there. My bad. That would have been a whole lot easier. The middle of the... Well, no, not the middle of the 5. The 4th one. So this guy, the second to the left, which... Just look at the one that I'm highlighting, man. This guy. Bring another tree in front of it. To the right of it, you'll just have a spruce fence on the floor like so. You will, in front of that, place 2 more spruce fence, again with the gaps. And to the left, you will place what should be 9 fences. And it'll end up 1 block away from the stripped oak log. Cool. On each of those fences, you will place a brown candle. And so you can't cheat and walk through this, you will place spruce fence gates to connect all these fences together. The fences are the tiles, the fence gates are basically the barriers. But I mean, they gotta be solid, so. Okay, where are we logically here? That's a great question. If you want to actually do the thing with the black concrete, you can, because we have the inventory space. So get out crimson trapdoors, crimson stairs, and a conduit. And again, do the same thing. The trapdoors against the sides of the concrete. Stair on top with the conduit above that. The lighting of the conduit, for some reason, really bothers me. I don't know why. From the kind of back here, ironically just directly behind it, actually, you can bring the trees behind it just back an additional 1 with a tree. Extend this tree left by 1 and right by 2. This area is going to kind of open up because we got a thing here. You'll see that thing later, though. Not yet. The furthest right tree here you'll bring back with a stripped oak log that will be brought right by 1, and also left with one that is 3 tall. My gosh. Get rid of, I don't know, something. I'll say the conduit and get out andesite stairs. And to the right of this row of 4 trees, you want to leave a tiles gap worth of 1 or just a gap of 3 and place an andesite stair facing right. Same thing from that, another gap of 3, and going left you'll place 5 stripped oak logs. The end one you'll bring up by 2. Again, gap of 3 and another andesite stair facing right. In front of that stair, a stripped oak log that is brought left by 1 and right repeatedly until you will eventually bump into the tree row. From that row in front of the stair row, this one that we just placed, to the left you'll leave a gap of 5 and place a log behind this one. It should be the log just to the right of this windmill, the Rightmore windmill. Cool. That's a good bit done there. Head back to the right side, because I want to get the thingy here in, but we got to mark around it first. So at the furthest right, these isolated logs, that's these 3, the end 2 you'll bring back by 2 each, or the right 2, I guess. You will extend the back row to the right by 2, and then the right 3 each back again. Middle one you can bring up by 2. Is that all we need? We could keep going, but meh. So you can clear your inventory and get out the following. Black concrete. There's going to be a lot of back and forth, by the way, with inventory, because I don't want to just do the trees and stuff for like an hour straight. That's going to get real boring. Waxed cut copper stairs, so we'll do buildings as we find them. Waxed cut copper blocks. Blocks of stripped bamboo. Bamboo mosaic stairs. The infamous conduit. Bamboo trapdoors. And waxed copper trapdoors. So from this front row of logs here out of this little area we made, you want to, again, in total you're leaving a gap of 2 and then placing a black concrete. You want a bamboo trapdoor open against either side of it with a waxed copper stair on top. Conduit on top of that stair. Behind the stair you want a block of stripped bamboo facing back. And then on the block behind that you can have 2 coming up like so. So it gives you this very strange arch. Off of those 2 bamboo, the upward facing ones, ignore the sideways one, it's not actually important. You want, well, it kind of is, not yet though. You want to place waxed copper trapdoors open against the sides of that bamboo row. On top of it, a waxed cut copper stair facing back with again a conduit on top. Off of the sides of this bamboo I just called useless, I'm so sorry. You want to bring the blocks on these sides up with 2 copper. I will have bamboo trapdoors open against those far sides of them, with bamboo mosaic stairs on top that face outwards. Conduit on top of those stairs. Cool. How long are we into this video? I forgot. I think we're like 40 minutes almost. Let's keep going though. Clear your inventory and get out the following. Stripped oak logs. Pale oak fence. Andesite walls. Pale oak fence gates. Mangrove fence. Levers. Andesite stairs. Skeleton skull. And we'll just go with that. That's cool. So the logs directly to the left of this little tent. It'll be, you have 2 of them that are technically. This back one, you'll do the same thing you did before for the windmill. You'll go up with 3 pale oak fence is the number? Yes. Andesite wall that'll be brought forward. Pale oak fence gates off the sides of that front wall, and then mangrove fence above and below it. I'm going to try to get like all of the logs here done. So, on this back row of 3, the rightmost 2 you'll bring back with an additional 1 log each. The left log you will bring back by 3, and each of those 3 will be brought left by 1 each. Then out of those 3, the middle one you'll bring left again. The backmost row, the left log, you'll place a lever on pointed to the left, and the right one you'll place your 3 pale oak fence, and as a wall that is brought forward, mangrove fence above and below that wall, and pale oak fence gates off the sides of that wall. Then to the right of that log on the ground, you'll place another log. Again, don't forget to be leaving these gaps. They're still important. And then right of that, you'll have an andesite stair facing right that gets brought forward by 2. Oh, the ocean's going to be so bad, I just realized. It's fine. I have a workaround that I just thought of right now. You'll bring those stairs back with a log. Actually, back with 4 logs. Screw it. Why not? And then not the front one, but the one behind that, you'll bring up by 2. The one behind that one, you'll bring right by 1. It will be floating for now. It's fine. It's like in the water. I don't know. And then you will take each of the front 3 logs and extend them left by 1. Cool. Out of those 3, the middle log, which is this one, ironically just to the left of the tall one, you will extend left by 6 with logs. Like so. The end 3 logs will be brought forward, and the end 4 will be brought backward as well. Not the furthest right back log, but one to the left you'll bring up by 2, like so. We've got a little bit more to do on that side, I think. Yeah. This side is more annoying, though, so just keep that one in mind. Head all the way kind of back to the front to this tall guy here. And you want to count to the 4th block to the left of it, which is this guy. You'll then count back by 2, place a log. Count back diagonally right by 2, or alternatively 1 tile back diagonally right, you'll place a log. That log you'll bring back by 4, and that final one you'll bring up by 2. Out of that row of, I guess it's 5, you'll take the middle log and extend it both left and right by 1. That right one you'll do the windmill again. So 3 pale oak fence, andesite wall that is brought forward, mangrove fences, and then the pale oak fence gates on the sides. The log to the left you'll extend forward by 2 and backward with 1 log that is 3 tall. This is hiding a chest, technically. Well, not technically, it is hiding a chest. Since we're about at that point, actually, I know we didn't use the skeleton skull, but that feels like a good point to end. Although I do want to get that chest in first. So get out polished andesite, stone buttons, and a light gray shulker box. And just kind of between these 2 tall logs, you'll have a polished andesite with a stone button on the front and a light gray shulker box on top. Cool. Once you're done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is part 1 of FNAF World complete. That is not a bad amount of progress. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, that's kind of the gist of this. Just in case you're wondering how order of operations is gonna go, we're gonna finish the full main map, then I'll probably talk about commands. Well, maybe not, actually, because we might do glitch worlds first, and then we can do commands, and then we'll do Halloween update last, just because, yeah. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys did enjoy this video, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Okay, it's kind of lame. Bye.